What's good with y'all? It's JBadge. You are now tuned into the first episode of my new series, Versus. Today I had the pleasure to sit down with TikTok star and comedian SeanyMySoul, and we just chopped it up about some of the similarities and the differences that comes with being a comedian and being an artist. Hope y'all enjoy.
So, yeah,
thanks for coming through. I know it's hella cold in here and shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I fought through the elements. I get cold kind of easily, but
yeah,
I said, you know what? I gotta have this conversation because it has to happen.
What's it compared to SoCal? Weather-wise,
I feel like relatively speaking, we're still in California, so it's not too bad. I feel weird complaining sometimes about mid-50s.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm freezing in that.
Yeah,
I
can't.
SoCal's a little bit hotter. I think recently though, this last week, it was actually still in the 70s at one point. So we're kind of chilling. But
man, y'all still getting 70s. Yeah, y'all smooth out there. My family in Atlanta, they had, I think it was like 8 degrees out there at some point. Just like, yeah, we're spoiled out here.
Dude, I know. I can't even. I had to do a rooftop show one time, and I'm like, my voice is shaking, trying not to.
That's my biggest. That's one of my biggest performing fears, probably cold venue, bro. My voice will start shaking.
I bring the layers just in case. I'll be coming in with a huge jacket. I'm like, I know it's just 85 degrees here, but you never know.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get a little too liberal with their air conditioning.
Start off. Want to tell them where you're from, real quick?
Yeah. So I'm actually from Fairfield, up in Northern California, just like Jordan, and moved down to LA, started doing comedy down there I moved down in October last year, but started doing comedy last January. About to hit that 1 year mark, so relatively speaking, very very new still, but it's been cool getting to feel for how everything goes, in the whole scene and comedy in general, know.
That's why I wanted to talk to you, because just as an artist, I feel like as far as crafts go, I feel like one craft I respect the most is just stand-up comedy and comedians in general, just because I feel like you guys have it harder than us, honestly, just because rappers, we get to do our shit. We could be in the studio, slack off, take our time and shit. We just got to get ready for live performances and stuff, but your guys' whole thing is just making people laugh. I don't know, I can't.
What's funny though? It's because I think almost the verse. I look at sometimes when I'm going to a mixed mic and there's people doing music or rap, whatever it is, playing an instrument. Yeah. I'm like, damn, dude. I'm not that talented. Because sometimes the barrier for entry to comedy is lower though.
You think so?
Well, because all you need is, anyone can tell a joke. You know what I mean? Yeah, not everyone it can be hard to be funny. Don't get me wrong, but theoretically, I can't just. I feel like it'd be harder for me to just start rapping. Right now.
You'd be surprised. I don't think so. I think the barrier for rap is too low right now. Everybody, it's too much. It's too much rap right now, or just music in general, or music wise. Yeah, cause that's how I feel too. Just watching as a rapper, watching singers and real artists and shit. I'm like, oh damn, I'm just a rapper. They really know this shit. It's just a different feeling, a different level. But I don't know.
Yeah, I guess there's no medium to either both of what we do. There's no guitar in the way or piano or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like that's the similarity we got.
It's just relying on our voice.
Pretty much our voice.
When you look at that, it's funny because I know we're already kind of talking about another thing about the dynamics of it, but it's funny every time we talk. I'm there is similarities to the two.
There's a lot of similarities. I feel
it's all about with rap you got the flow and developing lyrics and comedy it's the delivery and then developing punchlines and jokes.
So I guess
the setup.
I want to ask you, what's your writing like? What's the writing process look like for you? Just as a comedian for stand up. Let's start with stand up.
Yeah. For stand up, it's a lot of shit, like just living my life, and then anytime something really like funny happens or something happens to me, it's just like a quick, or if I just think of a random like pun or thought, like it's just a quick note in my phone, and then I'll usually just spend like random evenings where I'm just looking at my notes and I'll be like, I don't know what the fuck did I write here, but other times I'm like, all right, let's try and expand upon it. Sometimes it's just dumb, but
make material
like
out of it,
looking back last night I saw on my phone I said meth head acting, and I just said like acting like a meth head.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, like, why did I think that was worth a jot down? Like, you know, there's nothing to that one, but yeah, essentially it's just getting whatever happens, trying to write down as much as I can, and then the ones that actually seem to hit, I'll develop them more.
Yeah.
What about you on yours? You can. Honestly, is it more continuous?
It's I feel like where I'm at now, I go through writing phases more so. Like when I first started, I would just write. It would kind of just be a little forced sometimes. Now it's like I know where I'm at mentally now. Like when I'm in the right headspace, just to actually like write music and stuff. But when I am just in the right mental space, I'm damn near going like you. It's like a lot of the ratio to like which or how much songs I start writing to like ones that I actually do something with is pretty low. But just you gotta like I don't know. I just feel like you gotta write everything down.
Sure. Wait, really? Because that's what I wasn't sure about. I was like, do you find yourself? Does it work in the same way as comedy where you're like where I'm just writing down things throughout the day, or is it more like you just have to sit back like
sometimes that's
at the end of a period and be like, okay, is there new things I want to like?
Yeah, I feel like it's throughout the day. Like sometimes a lot of my shit would just start throughout the day. Like I don't know, something would inspire me, but there is times where I also like just sit down and can write a song, but I feel like depending on the type of song it is, you feel me? Like I could definitely like just be going through my day and just think of a lyric or just think of just like a starting line or some shit. Like okay, I gotta write that down.
I'm curious then, like how much of like even your latest like album, like how much of that was coming from like lines where you're like, okay, that came from a place where I was just out in the day and I was like, oh, that's something I can work on.
A lot of the ones on side A, a lot of those I was in here. I feel like and just locked in, just like writing. You feel me? And then side B, the side B, a lot of those were like, it's like those one-liners. Like I come up with one line, like, oh, I can make a song out of this. Like it might not even end up being what I think it's gonna be, but yeah, it goes both ways. It depends. It depends the type of music,
did that affect the songs too? Then, like the type of songs, and actually that makes sense in a little bit.
Yeah, like, I feel like it does. I feel like I could tell.
More story type driven.
Yeah, as the artist, I could tell. I could tell like how I wrote the song, or like where I was, or like what I was doing when I wrote the song. So, the side A is you could tell it's a lot more. I feel like it's a lot more focus based. Like I don't want to say not too conscious, but like. I'm just more aware, I'm more aware of what I'm saying, like on side A, and like.
And that was the side that you were locked in and here.
Yeah, locked in. Yeah,
kind of. No, that makes 100% sense too, because like I feel like my jokes from like talking like where, obviously maybe like making a joke about something that happened in my life where it's maybe more personal based, like I don't know, dating, family type stuff. Yeah. That's where I'm just like sitting like, and I'll like come up with it in my room. Or something, but other shit was a dumb pun, you know, where like a lot of my like TikToks I feel like will come more from like just out and about random lines I think of. But I feel like I've noticed my like most consistent stand up bits I can come up to with just like sitting at home writing too, because I feel like it's more personal topics.
Yeah, it's different when you lock in. I feel like that's the same. Yeah, like you said, more personal topics, and that's what I feel like I did on side A. It's more personal. Side B is more. I feel like just more the fun side. I feel like still a little personal, but just come from two different places, kind of.
It's funny how that would like do you feel as an artist you lean one way too? I feel like. I feel like because I notice a mixture, and that's something I'm like kind of acutely aware of is like how much do I want to bring to the table in terms of like revealing myself out there.
I feel like it's I don't know, it's a balance for me. I don't really lean one way because I like to do whatever feels natural at the moment. Like I could tell when I'm forced, because I could tell like no matter what setting I'm in, I could tell when I'm forcing something. So like it's being able to just know when you're in that mode. Like, but the mode just looks different like every time. Like I come up with shit in the shower too. Like it's just it could happen anywhere. Just like it could be one line, a hook, or some shit. Just
you ever like feel though too? Like it's funny 'cause like whatever you feel in the moment. Do you? I don't know because like sometimes like my biggest influence probably in comedy, like I always loved, my favorite comedian was Mitch Hedberg, and I feel like while he would talk about himself and like things he doesn't did, he was never like overtly personal too with his comedy, like. But then I do find myself sometimes like making jokes, and I feel like I use them more at like open mic versus shows because I'll be like, I don't know
like
who I'm trying to be out there too, a little bit, like to an extent where I'm like, do I want to get it? Because like you can change too, like you could there's comedians that first special was more just like
just straight jokes, but then it gets personal. I actually have a question about that. I think that's what my question said. As an artist, it could be hard to get personal and open up about certain things. Do you feel like that as a comedian? Do you guys feel like you struggle with that too?
Yeah.
I just answered it.
But it's funny actually, because but with yours, I feel like I've heard some personal stuff from yours even back like years before too. Yeah. Like you were always kind of like mixed in with it, dependent.
Yeah. I feel like it gets harder. I feel like the older I get, the harder it is to get personal because I listened to my music back then. I'm like,
oh that's interesting.
Like, oh shit, I was saying all this shit. I was like, damn, I might need to keep like pushing. Like I need to like go towards back more of that direction, just to like just realize.
Well, I didn't know if you just didn't feel the need to anymore, or like was it like?
I feel like it comes with just a lot of stuff, just growing mentally, like figuring out the things you want to put out there, how to put them out there. A lot of it is just how to put it out there because I don't know. I feel like the way I write, it's I don't really like rap about like one. I can't rap a whole song about one thing. Like my shit's kind of like all over the place. You feel me? So it's I don't know. I feel like, but as I get older, I feel like it's harder because I feel like now I'm more aware and I want to say whatever I'm saying. I want to say it right. So a lot of it is just like maybe not being ready to open up about certain shit yet, or
you want to present it differently. Like you're like I could say that, but I can also do it in a maybe more indirect manner too, or like
indirect, whether it's indirect manner or just trying to find the right words for
it. And so much of the comedy is like that too, where it's like I could say the same exact thing, but use a different noun or adjective, and it's just gonna hit differently, and it's gonna come out differently. But I mean, in terms of like, if it's hard, I think definitely. Again, I mean, I've only been doing it for a little under a year, but I even noticed in that time frame, like, the first few months. that was actually well done though, because like I my jokes, I feel like I didn't have any personal, which I feel like naturally makes sense too though, because you're going up. It's already such a, you're putting yourself out there to do comedy. It's such a reveal of character, without even having to like talk about like personal shit. That it can be almost overwhelming to like do all that at once. But I think
you feel like it would be it would kind of be intimidating for a new comedian to just come out straight with just being personal. I feel like that would be tough because I don't know, like,
but like it'll change because it's like it's compounding. It's like how much you have to put yourself out there. Yeah. But like, even in that, again, less than a year, I feel like now I'm more comfortable to do it, and so I think there is just like a barrier, like, and it happens at different rates right now. Because I feel like you're either comfortable with it or not, and it's a pretty honest thing, comedy. So, and I feel like sometimes I can feel more comfortable talking about it on stage than off stage.
Once you get to that level, I feel like that's kind of what's gonna separate you. That's what's gonna separate you just from other comedians. Just like how well you're able to bring your personal life into it. Not so it's an overload because you don't want it to become like a therapy session or some shit. Like
Exactly. Yeah, you got to be delicate with it. And like the bigger takeaway is not that you're like wanting or willing to talk about personal stuff, but it's like that you're comfortable on stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was actually like funny just to talk about it because it reminds me literally like the last show I did actually. There was a guy in the audience when I was walking up, the back of his head reminded me of the guy that my mom had an affair with. And like after my first joke, like I just saw him, we made eye contact when we were laughing, and I was just like, dude, I'm sorry, you look exactly like the guy my mom had an affair with. Like I just had to, I was like, I gotta say it. Like, and I was like, but don't worry, you know, like I've healed from the trauma. I forgive you. And we're gonna, we're gonna enjoy the show together. But please stop having sex with my mom. It's distracting. Like it's not like I'm going up there to be like, hey, I need to talk about how my mom had an affair. Like, and I haven't really developed too many jokes about that. But it's like, if it happens and it's something, it's like just trust what's in your mind. You know what I mean? And trust you're gonna put a funny spin to it.
But like, does that make it easier too to go? Because that happened before your set started too. So does it make it easier just to like transition into your actual set?
Exactly. Actually, yeah. Like, and I feel like it brings the room together too when you're like, you're talking about stuff that just happened. Like I do try and I've been trying to make it a habit to be like, first minute is like, hey, what's going on in the room? Can I talk about anything? Or just build off what like the last comedian was talking about. But because it just keeps people like, because comedy is an art. It's like, you know, you're like trying to connect with the room. You're trying to make everyone laugh in the audience and bring everyone together, like keep them present in it. So like having them, you know, I don't know, like it's it just keeps them on the train. And I guess I don't know if there's something similar to that. Well, you do much like live stuff really like
not
that?
much. I've done a few shows. Shit, a lot of it out here is bullshit. They want you to pay to perform and shit.
It's not as important, I guess.
Yeah,
like
it's not. Yeah, especially nowadays. It's I mean, it's good. It's gonna be good to have it down the line, just to learn how to perform and everything. But I wouldn't say it's as important just in this streaming era, in the era we are in music. Like, you can get the bag in music without performing for sure. Yeah. But like, once you do get to that level, you do wanna, like, the money's in them stadium tours and shit, like, and all of that. But as far as Bay Area, it's not a lot of, it's just not a lot of opportunities out here. But
it's more of a like personal preference if you want to do it. Because I've seen even like from people I've talked to down there that like do music. Yeah. There's some that are like smaller than others but are doing live stuff, and some that like I see have more streams and aren't doing it. Depends on like what you're seeking from it.
Yeah, because it is a benefit. Like even the paid shows, it's a benefit definitely just to
put your name out there.
Get your name out there. Put yourself in front of like real life people. Get that real
actually
life
true
engagement.
Yeah. Like, see how they react to it.
Yeah,
like you know.
Exactly. That's the part. That's the part I'm really missing. Just to see the reactions to different songs. So like I know like, oh, people want me to go this way. People want me to go that way, or just figure out what people like. But kind of just do it based off the streams and shit. So
it is cool. Like I've been to some shows where they do comedy and music, and like there's people I like follow now on Spotify and like listen to their stuff because like they just did it. They did that and by show I mean like some small thing, and but one was literally in a park. Like, you know.
Oh, that's just important for artists too. There's nothing like connecting, just getting a real follower just off of real life engagement.
Yeah.
It's so hard to keep up just like on the social media side. Like Spotify tells us how much listeners we have and shit, but like it's like there's no way to indicate who these people are, where they are.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Plays from like a whole nother country. It's like, bro, I want to know who's playing this shit. Royalties for Spotify and Apple. Let me just pull them up for you, just so you can.
How does that? I wonder how that compares to like the amount you get for like TikTok and YouTube, Instagram views for like
It's ridiculous.
sketches and stuff, or just like stand up routines and like comedy videos.
I have no idea why, as an artist, I'm making more money off of Instagram Reels than I am off of streams when I do way more streams than. So
Wait, really? It's actually like you do make it.
it's it's a
That's
big
crazy.
gap like between how much I make from Reels and streams is, and they both pay out monthly, so I really get to see and compare it. And I just don't get it. So I'm like, if the money's there, how come?
Holy shit! I mean, that makes so much sense. Why a lot of music is like curating towards like trying to become on
TikTok,
like a TikTok,
like a TikTok artist,
Yeah.
like a TikTok hit, because I don't understand where they're getting the money from. But yeah, we get Spotify, we get 0.04. Oh no, damn, that's terrible. We get 0.04 cents per 10 streams.
Jesus.
So 10 streams pays.
Jeez, wait, what is 1 cent? I'm shit at math. I gotta look at that. Hold on. That is 10 streams is 0.04.
I don't know why they're not trying to tell me the actual. Okay, per stream. Per stream, we get 0.004 cents. So that's like, I don't even know.
Damn. So you get like 4 cents for 1,000 streams.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Fuck. Damn, that's it's tough because like you said earlier about like, and then the money is tough for live. You could be even like paying like shit. I'm like the amount I've spent on like open mics and shit is crazy. Like,
Apple
definitely in the
Music.
net negative right now from doing comedy.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm definitely in the negative just from music, just
Yeah.
promotion, everything. Like, it's a long-term investment. That's what I
Exactly,
look at
yeah,
it as. Like, at the end of the day, the art, the music is forever. So
yeah,
that shit is gonna be making money every month, like for the rest of my life and past my life. So that's the motivating thing about it. But just like the investing is crazy. Like,
and okay, aside obviously I don't enjoy investing in it, but like
yeah,
the process I still like I do enjoy it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I like doing it, so
yeah,
it's easier to like throw
it's easy
stuff towards it, you know,
to put
to,
it
like,
into
really-
it. Also, it just feels accomplishing. Putting
Yeah.
it towards something that you
I'm
actually
like, fuck it, dude.
that you work
I'm
hard
losing
on.
money, but
Exactly. I'm gonna spend it somewhere anyway. Might as well.
yeah. Yeah, this could have spent it on like a burrito or something. But you know, what was that burrito gonna do for my future?
This burrito gonna be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
What would you say? You like TikTok versus stand up?
Oh, I mean, honestly, that's why it's been hard to post on TikTok recently, because I much prefer the feeling of stand up.
Yeah.
Obviously, you might get some lows when
Yeah.
you know you go out there and then it's just a dead open mic and nobody laughs, and you gotta like just put in like the reps more so. But
Yeah.
like when you're at a show, it's like, man, honestly, it feels good, you know, to get
Yeah.
like laughs and everything. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, damn, do I have issues that
Yeah.
like require me to get like
Uh-huh.
like I'm needing attention or something, or
Yeah.
seeking validation? I don't know, maybe.
It's the same
But-
thing with music. I don't know
Yeah.
why I live. I don't know why I live it so much, but I don't know if it's just do I like being able to portray myself, like actually have a voice to portray myself, how I don't know. I feel like it's no better way to get to know a person than
Yeah,
their
yeah.
art. So like you could really same with stand up, you could tell somebody's personality through their stand up. Like,
Dude,
or
literally.
at least you should be able to. I feel like.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Like with both rapping and comedy, it's like, well, that's the goal. If you can, like, understand someone, and that doesn't necessarily mean they're like being hella personal. I mean, you can understand Mitch Hedberg, the comedian I was talking
Yeah.
about. Like, you can understand him as a person without him being hella
Without-
personal. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, but then obviously other comedians will do it, but that's like, I feel like a mark of someone that's like doing well in rap or
Yeah.
comedy is like when you can understand them as a person. When in comedy is like finding your voice.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I guess it's the same thing. Like
Yeah,
in rap,
pretty-
it's like I don't know if you'd call it exactly finding your voice, but you know what I mean. Where yeah,
It's like with comedy is probably more raw. I feel like with comedy you can't really. There's no acting in comedy. I feel like with rap, you could. There is just a lot of. It's a lot of acting that goes into rap. Like people say, it's like WWE and shit, but it
Yeah,
sucks though
yeah.
because it's really not the artist's fault. A lot of the time it's just the labels. Like they're pushing their artist to push a certain image, and like once you get boxed into that image, the shit just
you gotta stick with it.
Kind of like you just gotta stick with it. You try to do some different shit, and people gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" Like that's probably my biggest fear about being an artist. Just like you get that one song to blow up or some shit, the whole world hears it, and then that's what they expect from you. Like for the rest of your like, they expect that shit from you, and it's like,
Dude,
oh,
yeah.
like,
And you literally started us off by asking if I prefer TikTok or
yeah,
stand up. And it's like that's my biggest issue with TikTok specifically. It's like I made like one type of like green screen back and forth talking video that like did well. And that was like, and I mean, I probably didn't help. I was like making that type of video, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like you naturally feel like that's what you have. Maybe I don't know.
You
It's
got
it's
into the
weird because it's not like I
algorithm.
didn't have anyone telling me to make this type of thing, but I noticed the other ones didn't do as well when I tried to deviate from that.
Yeah,
But I'm like slowly trying to
break out of the algorithm.
because
Algorithm.
otherwise I don't enjoy it as much as stand up. It's not as
it's not as
feels one dimensional at
Yeah,
times.
I feel like it's good to build your going forward. It's gonna be good to see how your audience builds off your TikTok, and just because actually you hit your first million, I think it was in 2020
Yeah.
with the that was the math video, the store one.
Yeah.
I feel like you were doing stand up by 2021, right?
But yeah. Or actually, no, sorry, because it was January 2022. So right after.
Okay,
20.
yeah. Oh shit. Oh, a little, yeah. Probably
No,
like
that's-
a year. You jumped into the stand up early, and that's what I feel like is gonna separate you, kind of just from being just a regular social media comedian. Like I was like, nah, he actually took the steps. Like he's doing the groundwork to like actually show that like you want to do like you're for real about the comedy side. Like I'm not just a TikToker. Like
And some people just it's not like it's necessary like you have to do that. Because I mean, some people might just say, "Hey, like my thing
That's
is
what they
making
want.
skits."
Yeah.
Like, but like for me, it's like I don't know. I just never. That was never like fully. I always in the background wanted to do more stand up.
should do more.
Yeah.
How you feel about acting?
Honestly, not. I'm not really that. Like I'll do it for like again more skit.
Yeah.
skit.
Yeah.
Like sketch comedy type stuff, but I don't think I would want to really do full on acting.
Full on acting,
Like,
yeah.
It doesn't. Again, it doesn't really appeal as much.
Mm-hmm.
I just. I don't know. Yeah. Like and you don't have to do it. You know, some people prefer, and that's fine too. But yeah, I don't know.
Let me get them roles, or people gonna be calling you for roles down the line. Shit, though. Depends on what it is.
My way of avoiding that is just to be, a really bad actor. I'll be
Really
like,
bad, yeah.
They're like, we're actually good. You know what? We'll make them say, Sean, you can stick to comedy because we'd prefer if you did that. I was actually going to ask too, one thing was, because I feel like a lot of comedians I know like to try and freestyle. I say try. I mean, sometimes they'll do it right, but not do it right, but like are pretty solid.
Yeah.
I'm trash. I'm really bad, but I don't know. I was gonna ask like about freestyling as a skill on its own, and like, because I do see like naturally there should be some overlap with like comedy and freestyling, but I don't know. I still feel like it's a different type of skill, like in the way your brain processes it.
I feel like it's a different beast. Like me, I don't think I could. Like I could freestyle. It's people like everybody can freestyle, but being able to freestyle for real and like be nice with it, I feel like that shit's a whole different game. Like,
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's I feel like you don't need to be a good freestyler to be a good rapper. You don't need to be you don't need to be a good rapper to be a good freestyle either.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I kind of look at freestyling like battle rap, kind of like it's just its own.
It's separate. It's like comedy, stand-up comedy, like improv or something.
And like at one point I feel like it was like you gotta have the bars ready and shit, but I feel like just as more as rap just grows and evolves, like it's just really not about that no more. It's you don't gotta prove yourself like with the you don't gotta prove yourself with a high 16 anymore, like because that might not even be the style of music you make. So it's
do you do it like do you like doing it like or not really, like it's
I don't really
passively.
I'm always rapping like in my head, low key, but like if you put me on the spot and just told me to freestyle, hell, I'm not.
It's a different.
I'm not one of them niggas.
I feel that with like, because again, I feel like it's not the same as like. It's like again comedy to stand-up comedy to improv, you know. Yeah. It's like there are like Venn diagrams of it, you know. There's some overlap, but at the end of the day, it is different skill sets. Shit. What's up, dude? Nice shirt.
Oh shit, y'all recording? Huh?
Yeah.
Nah, it's phenomenal. How was the cold?
Was that?
How was the cold out there?
Oh, not too bad, man. I just came back from a Mexican birthday party.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So I got plenty of things to keep me warm.
Smart, bringing out the tequila, was it?
Yeah, no, they have the iced tequila too. It was like first time I was like, oh, that shit don't even taste like alcohol when you drink that shit. Alcohol really tastes like
chocolate.
Now I have a random question to bring it back to this too, like, because I've done stand up both like after drinking a bit and like just completely sober. How does that impact? Have you recorded with both or no? Have you ever done something like that?
I don't know if
I ain't gonna lie, recording with a little tip is kind of fun. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't think I've ever recorded a song sober before. Completely sober, that shit's crazy. I don't think I ever have.
Compared to
I
like.
Probably should.
But have you? Okay, so is there like a set routine or is it like different every time? Is there sometimes where you like just smoked and
it's
then
different
recorded?
every time? Yeah, I've just smoked. My last project, a lot of side A was a lot of mushrooms and Adderall, I would say.
Oh shit!
And then side B was more like side B was like my painkillers, like.
Oh yeah! Okay. Yeah, nice. I feel like I do notice for sure, like, cause I'm actually like prescribed. I take Adderall pretty much every day. Some day, like if I don't take it on a day, I'll definitely have like 2 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
But, I'll notice when I don't take it, like, sometime near, like and by near I mean like if I took it that morning, and then I have a show that night, like, I'll be like a bit slower. I feel like in my thing, you know what I mean? I'm naturally slow in my delivery. That's just how I am on stage, but not in a literal. You might not be able to tell on stage like that. I feel slower, but in my head, I'm like, I'm genuinely thinking, alright, fuck, what's the next joke? Not, alright, I'm gonna sit on this pause for a little bit. I'm like genuinely like, God damn, I should have taken some Adderall.
As far as liquor, I don't think I record off alcohol, but I notice a lot of songs I record off alcohol. Those are the ones I end up redoing.
Okay, yeah, because I could see how that like would affect your voice though, too.
It's like it's too much, especially trying to mix off of alcohol and shit. I think that shit sounds a whole different way. You hear that shit the next day, it's like, okay, gotta clean this up.
I noticed, honestly, it was still like, it wasn't a bad set, but I remember one show I did, like, I've like had in multiple shows where like a beer or something beforehand, but like talking, I think I had like 4 drinks, and I feel like when I was listening to like watching it back, I was like, I sound different, you know. I sound a little like, and I was feeling a little too hyper on stage. I feel like I wasn't hitting the pauses right and stuff. I was like,
wonder how much
Sean's looking like he's hyped to be up there, like a little too much.
You feel like it's only to a point where like only you can notice that. Cause I feel like as an artist, I be overanalyzing myself. It's like, I don't know what I think. I could hear like what I was on, like what mood I was in when I recorded this. Like, or having to realize like other people aren't in the studio with you to see like oh when you were trying to figure out what voice to use and shit, like I don't know, it's just hard to break out of like, for me it's hard to break out of like my own head, like shit, a lot of shit that I like redone that probably sounded fine, but just because of me like over analyzing my shit, like shit that nobody's thinking about probably.
Yeah, I can't even say whether I feel like I'm a bad person to ask to because I do the same thing. But then I'm also like, I don't know if this is me just telling myself that, but I'm like, I feel like the sets did go better too though when I'm not like, I don't know, it's tough because that's one thing I definitely like would be really picky. I haven't really posted much clips on my stuff because again I'm only a year and I'm like I can do this better. Like you know what I mean? I'm always like but it's important to get stuff out there too at the same time, you know. You might think it's not done, but then to everyone else it's like
exactly.
You can post it. It's fine.
We can wrap it up. I got a few rapid fire questions for you. First one.
Okay. All right. It's like Family Feud type shit.
Something like that. All right.
This like it felt like it just got more serious. All right, we were like doing it one by one before.
You want to go from easy to hard or like hard to easy? Cause
damn, now I'm not sure. Maybe easy to hard, just to like.
Alright, I got you. Would you rather travel? Would you rather travel to the past or the future?
Future.
Okay.
Gotta
Want to say why?
Yeah, I just feel like there'd be less that like. Dude, I wouldn't even have Wi-Fi. Honestly, I'm not trying to. Like.
That's true. A lot of
my dad's shower like gets cold pretty fast. And that was really bothering me these last few days. I feel like you put me even 40 years into the past, I'd be like, this shit, I can't handle this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't spend more than a weekend.
Tough adjustment. Okay. All right, this next one. If your pet could talk, what would they say about you?
Honestly, dude, my pet fucking... He'd actually be talking shit. Like, not gonna lie, like I mean, he lives up in Northern California still. I think I gave him separation anxiety. He's probably like, you got beef with me, honestly. Like it'd be this dramatic thing where he'd be like, confront me. He's like, you know what you put me through? And I'd have to confront that. We'd go to therapy.
Yeah, I feel like if we could hear our pets' thoughts, a lot of us would feel like fucked up people.
Yeah, but he'd also like probably be saying some dumb shit too. I don't know. I was fucking with him earlier today, just spinning the chair in circles. Yeah. And I was just thinking in his mind, he was probably like, hey, this is kind of hit. Like, he wasn't even trying to get off the chair. He was just chilling. He was like, dude, I'm seeing the world from a different angle.
Sure he wasn't just dizzy?
Yeah, honestly, maybe, but I'm making him dizzy and I'm giving him separation anxiety.
Is it a dog?
Yeah.
I don't know if dogs get dizzy. I don't know.
Oh,
I feel
didn't
like
even
it's
say that the whole time. You guys could have been imagining like a bird.
I had to be a dog. Cats are too low key for all that.
Yeah.
I'm scared of cats. Cats scare me. Ooh. Would you fake your own death if it meant protecting your family?
Holy shit. Can I actually ask you that one too? Like,
yeah.
Cause that seems specific. Like I feel like you wanted to answer that.
Honestly, I got that.
You know, like
I got this straight off of.
You had that one cooking up a little bit.
No, I got this straight off a website like 10 minutes before this. I'm gonna put their link in the site. They gave me 250 rapid fire questions.
Okay. Hey, that's a solid website. Shout them out.
Yeah,
like,
I got to. I wish
they're
I had
providing good
right
questions. I like that.
250 different sections too. I was like, oh, they really put time into this.
Yeah, I mean, the person that thought of, would you fake your own death if it meant saving your family? Yeah. Your entire family.
Yeah,
like,
protect. They didn't even say saving. They said protecting.
To protect them.
So you might not even save them. That's kind of fucked up.
Oh, so like if people were after you and they're like, you fake your death so you can live a second life and avoid those people because they were gonna come after your family if you're chilling with them.
Honestly, whoever put this question is.
That's making me think. There's a lot of variables at play. You know, I guess I could. Like, I'd have to live, though, in the middle of nowhere, though, is what I'm thinking, too. And after a while, I might get bored, and I might come back out. and re-endanger my family. You
yeah,
know,
exactly. And
I don't think I'd lack the follow through. I'll say that.
I feel like the way they worded it, if they would have, if they would have gave me assurance that I would for sure be protecting my family,
Yeah.
then I would say yeah. But it's like, what happens if they just go to the next person?
Yeah, you know, I don't want to give a hard answer on that. You know.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it depends on the circumstance. Yeah, whoever wrote this.
Yeah, I would say I'd like to see like an expanded upon version
Yeah.
before I fully commit. But in the meantime, I'll say
I'll say
yes, but I would like to follow through and eventually.
have to come out. High.
Yeah, I would. I couldn't do it forever.
Yeah.
That seems long term.
This last one. This one's a little trivia.
Oh shit.
Can you name 10 or more U.S. presidents?
Oh fuck. Dude, I get nervous on my TikTok or something. Sometimes there'll be like people asking like random beachgoers or something like, "Hey, can you name this state?" or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh, fuck, dude, I would reveal myself on that. Like, it would just 10. All right.
We can do this one together.
I mean, I think
Start with the basics.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I start from the beginning, that might help. Like we got George Washington.
Let's do all the Georges.
George Washington, George Bush, George Bush again, which is that's clutch.
They're a third. It's not a third Bush. Yeah.
That's the only good thing about them both becoming president was that it was easy to remember.
Honestly, this might be two. We got Abe.
Abe, that's how many have you said? That's four.
That's 4.
Got John Adams.
John Adams. We gotta put Obama.
Obama. We got Trump.
Trump.
Fucking
Trump.
Biden. I can't.
Biden.
We're actually chilling.
Yeah,
actually.
this is,
And Richard Nixon.
Ooh.
Fucking.
And did we say Ronald Reagan?
Ronald Reagan.
Oh, that's easy.
I like. Actually, you know what? I'm glad there was 10 because now I'm like, that was. You know what? I could have kept going,
That was
guys.
a
I
breeze.
could have.
I was gonna.
You don't
change
know how I
it.
could have.
Yeah.
I could have named every president. I just wanted to say those ones
That
first.
was 10. What are we on? We on like 46 or 47? What
Yeah.
president are we on?
For
I feel like I stopped counting.
47. Yes.
Say 47.
And if we get this wrong, then that might reveal it. Like, now there are like random ones. Was it Truman?
Roosevelt.
Gerald Ford. Every time I think of that, I'm like, did he invent the Ford? But he didn't. It's just that's what comes to mind. I'm like, dude, that guy was president and he invented cars. I'm like, nah, not everyone with the last name Ford. is the same thing. I do that with like fucking Neil Armstrong and Lance Armstrong.
Man, so I can't. Which one's the? I ain't gonna lie.
I'm like, dude, was
Off the top, you know.
went to the moon.